I am an intern working in Lexis and Company, and I am going to present on the topic bankruptcy and insolvency. So, bankruptcy and insolvency is slightly different in terms of meaning. Insolvency is a state where a person or a corporation or even a non-corporate entity is under the state of debt and is unable to pay back their obligations. And bankruptcy is when a court gives you a legal order that you are unable to pay the obligations, and if the person is might like to seek a relief from the court or laws. So the objective of the law of bankruptcy is the to provide relief to the honest debtors uh, for their unforeseen and unavoidable circumstances which led to the condition of debt, and it helps the debtor to liquidify the assets and distribute the assets after liquidification properly and equally to all the creditors. So the constitutional validity to make law is given under the seventh schedule, and the laws can be made by both the central and state government, since it is provided under the concurrent list of the seventh schedule. So there were previously two laws for insolvency. One was Presidency Towns Insolvency Act 1909. Second was the Provincial Town Insolvency Act. As the name says, Presidency Town Act was meant for the presidency towns such as Bombay, Calcutta, and Madras, and the provincial was meant for the whole India. Then there is corporate acts which were meant for the corporate companies, and these were the Companies Act of 1956, Sikh Industrial Companies Act 1985, Recovery of Debt Due to Banks and Financial Institutions Act 1993, Securitization and Reconstruction of Financial Assets and Enforcement of Security Interest Act 2002. But then came a problem of lots of legislations coming into the picture for the bankruptcy, which led to the confusion and complexity, which was then suggested by the committees to come up with a new legislation which would be uniform and just for the bankruptcy purpose. So four committees togetherly formed a IBC code in 2016, which is the Indian Bankruptcy Code. Its objectives was to lesser the time involved, lesser the loss in recovery, and higher levels of debt financing across the instruments. And in case if the person is unable to pay the debt, there would be liquidation of assets, and also the committee repealed two laws which were which were made in before the independence, the Presidency Towns and the Provincial One Act, and six laws were amended in the process. Four mentioned beforehand in the video, and two, which were the Recovery of Debts Due to Banks and Financial Institution Act of 1993 and Indian Partnership Act of 1932, were amended. So the reason behind the IBC code was that there were different kind of courts and tribunals such as high courts, district courts, company law board, board for industrial and financial reconstruction, and debt recovery tribunals. They had different jurisdiction in different stages, and then different laws gave them a rise in delays, complexities, and confusion in the whole process. So the this legal framework, which is the IBC, gave a more effective and in the recovery of the assets and in the appropriate time. Also, it allowed the corporate, non-corporate, and individual debtors to be governed by the same court or jurisdiction. And it also allowed for the maximization of the value of assets, promotion of entrepreneurship, and establishment of the insolvency and bankruptcy fund. So thank you. This is it for the presentation.